Welcome back to Light the Fuse, the only Mission Impossible podcast that really will do an episode about just about any news. This is Drew Taylor, once again joined by Charles Hood.
Hello.
And the reason we are here on the weekend recording very seat of our pants is because we have our first new cast member for Mission Impossible 7 and 8, question mark? Definitely 7.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody didn't see, Christopher McQuarrie Instagrammed a awesome photo of Haley Atwell's headshot on top of the IMF black dossier from the old show, which is just so cool.
It's a great way to do it. It's a great way to announce casting. And Haley Atwell is awesome. We love her. Everyone knows her from the MCU. She is Peggy Carter, Captain America's long-lost love.
Yeah, which I think is interesting. I mean, I think the reason why she plays Peggy Carter is because she has this kind of old school Hollywood actress vibe to me. Mm-hmm. So it makes perfect sense that then McQuarrie and Cruise would want her on Mission Impossible, because that's the same thing with Rebecca Ferguson. You know, when they hired Rebecca Ferguson, they were like, she's Ingrid Bergman. You know, and that's, I feel like,
right.
I don't know who exactly Haley Atwell is like of old stars, but she just has that old movie star vibe to her.
She does,
which is why I think she was so perfect as Peggy Carter.
Right, and I encourage everyone to watch Agent Carter, the really wonderful and very short-lived series that she was on for ABC. That both seasons are on Hulu right now, so definitely check those out, and you'll get a sense of her spycraft ability. Yeah, she's been in a lot. She was in Cinderella and Christopher Robin recently, and she's just wonderful. So I think a great addition to the team.
Yeah.
So we reached out to McQuarrie, and he didn't have a lot to say. We've talked about how they put these movies together. It's kind of like a reverse engineering situation where they go to locations and then write set pieces around it, and it sounds like that sort of work flow is being applied to the characters as well, right?
Yeah, it seems. I mean, I think McQuarrie's talked about that on Twitter, even, that he says he likes to, once an actor is cast, then tailor the role to that actor, and that's all that he told us, was that he's going to tailor the role now to who's in it. So he's going to tailor the role to Haley Atwell.
Right. So he doesn't know much about the character either, which is kind of fun.
However, he did say this: "You won't be disappointed," which is awesome.
Yeah. So cool.
But I assume she's going to be in the IMF, right? If she's in the dossier? I don't know. Is that what that clue was? That she's going to be part of the IMF team? Or could she be anything? Could she be a villain?
She could be a villain. She could be a MI6. That's what I immediately thought. Maybe just because she's British, and I think that anyone who's British will be a MI6 officer.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm reading too much into the dossier and the nod to the old show, but to me it felt like, oh, that means she's joining the IMF. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the safe bet, but she could be working with White Widow. You know, I don't know. It's clearly she could be anybody. She could be Russian for all we know by the time this thing is finished. But
right.
Great casting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really the main thing.
Totally.
I think everybody agreed. Oh, this is great.
Yeah, I mean, all the reactions, everybody's been thrilled to see that she's in it. I mean, she's just awesome, and I'm so excited. And I guess this means they're in pre-production, right? I mean,
yeah.
If they're casting. So I know that they are, figuring out the movie as they go, but it sounds like they're going now.
Yeah, I can't wait to see who else is going to be announced. I think it was really funny that this was announced on a Friday afternoon, and Paramount didn't even have any kind of official statement. They just retweeted McQuarrie's tweet on Instagram.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's frustrating.
Maybe when there's a few more cast members, there will be an actual press release that will go out and say,
yeah,
these people are joining.
Well, this is cool the way that it was done. Whether or not Paramount was involved or not, I don't know, but that was really cool the way McQuarrie. And also, if you look at Haley Atwell's Instagram, did you see that?
No, what'd she do?
She Instagrammed a giant mosaic of the same photo. So it's 12 Instagrams. So you can't see it unless you go to her profile, and then you see all of them matched up together. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, you should go check out Haley Atwell's Instagram. I think she's at Haley.
Haley, yeah. Oh, I see it. That's awesome. That's really cool. So do we think she'll be in 7 and 8?
I think so, right? I mean, I don't know. This is all speculation, but we're excited.
Yeah, but it's gonna be exciting. I can't wait I can't wait to see what she does, and it'll be good to see her kind of get physical because she did it so well on Agent Carter. And I feel like she's just sort of like an underrated actress that could use the exposure.
Well, you look at the way McQuarrie used Henry Cavill. It was so much more physical than anything he did in Superman.
You're right. You actually are right.
And so now he's going to have Haley Atwell, and she's going to kick so much ass, I'm sure. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I guess that's really all that we have. Do we have anything else? Any odds and ends we need to pick up?
No, I mean, we tried to get more out of McQuarrie, and that's all we got. So, the role will be tailored to fit her, which is awesome. I mean, it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's no other news to get into, but we got a lot of great episodes. Oh, we can tease a couple things. We have talked to a couple people this week.
Yes. Do you want to? How do we tease those?
We can say, I don't know. We talked to a prominent production designer, our first production designer.
Yes, I would say
he was amazing.
Yeah,
so great.
He was amazing.
And then how do we tease the other one? The other one was amazing too. It's gonna blow people's minds, I think.
Yeah, we can say it was the first actor we've had. I feel comfortable saying that. He has a brief role.
Very
in the
brief
first
role.
Movie.
Yes.
But he has a huge contribution to the franchise.
Yes.
And I guess that's all we can say.
To the first two movies.
Yes.
I don't know. I want to say more.
You want to say more? Or you don't
yeah,
want to say
I mean, working directly with the biggest name in this franchise. Is that
right?
Is that a good tease?
That's good. All right, that's good. Yeah. Let's leave it there. there. But it sounds like they had a great relationship, and I think the episodes will turn out really well. I mean, these are like at least 5 episodes between the two of them, so it's a lot to look forward to. And obviously, we want to remind people to go to our patreon.com/LightTheFuse, subscribe, rate, and review wherever you're listening to this. And we're going to try to keep up with the news as much as we can and do these little in-between episodes when appropriate.
Yeah. Thank you all so much.
All right.
And of course, as always, this episode is brought to you by Jeremy Dillon. So thank you, Jeremy.
All right. Bye, guys.
Thanks again for listening, everyone. And before we go, another mission, should you choose to accept it. Please rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. And remember that you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at LightTheFusePod and email us questions or comments at lightthefusepodcasts@gmail.com. If you'd like to watch the original Mission Impossible television show, all 7 seasons are currently available to stream on Amazon Prime. This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds.